Of course, the LA Rams are in a division with the Arizona Cardinals, San Francisco 49ers, and Seattle Seahawks. So let's see what those other nerds are up to. And these are the teams that we need to beat. First and foremost, you could talk about the Packers. It seems like, by the way, according to media, it's kind of getting the vibe that it's like it's Packers, it's Bucks, and it's Rams. And I'll take that all day. That's kind of the vibe that the media is putting out right now. The Stafford edition, I think, is being underrated, to be completely honest. I know that like Colin Cowherd put it as his number one move so far in the offseason. There's some other people that have been saying like Packers, Rams, Bucks. It's between those three. The Saints, who knows what they're going to do. Seahawks kind of look like a little bit of a mess right now. And, I mean, as long as they've got Wilson, they're good. But who else is out there? I feel pretty good about the football team this year. I think that they might do decent. But their division is going to be a cake. I think that they take that. They clinch by like week 10 or something ridiculous. But either way, let's go ahead and get into the rest of the West. We'll start with the Arizona Cardinals. Just a couple of quick notes on these teams real fast. Basically, the Arizona Cardinals, they did sign guard Max Garcia to a 1-year deal, and they did waive kicker Brett Maher. So Maher is now looking for a new squad while Garcia lands in the desert. The San Francisco 49ers, Trent Williams. This is a big signing that we had talked about. It kind of, you know what? Maybe I have no idea what I'm talking about. Probably not. But either way, I'm not in love with the Trent Williams contract. If it was the Rams giving this contract, I'd be like, why? Because it feels short term. I know it's a 6-year deal, but it feels short term. It feels like a 3-year deal with some, like, all his money basically gets paid to him up front, and then they have a lot of outs after that first couple years. So the Trent Williams signing that contract, for him, I don't necessarily get it. For the team, makes total sense. Trent Williams, though, awesome player on the offensive line. It kind of came out that he was very close to signing with the Kansas City Chiefs. Basically went to visit with the Chiefs. Apparently there was a little bit of a dinner involved, all this stuff, and then he just goes back and goes with the 49ers. So Williams staying in San Fran, but almost went to a Super Bowl contender in the Kansas City Chiefs. They've also did sign defensive ends Jordan Willis and Zach Kerr to 1-year deals, and safeties Jaquiski Tart. I hear it Jaquiski sometimes, but it looks like Jaquiski. I don't actually know. But Tart and Tavon Wilson are now back as well, and they did waive wide receiver Chris Thompson. So Thompson now looking for a squad. The Seattle Seahawks, they signed defensive end Benson Mayowa to a 2-year deal, defensive end Kerry Hyder to a 3-year deal, and then, of course, Chris Carson to a 2-year deal. So just about everybody adding to lines. The 49ers and Seahawks add to their defensive line. The Arizona Cardinals bulk up that offensive line with Garcia. So, you know what? Good luck, Garcia, because there's a guy, Aaron Donald, that's not blockable. It's not possible to block Aaron Donald. Let's get into these rankings, all right? So this is something that I'm going to start doing. We were going to start it a couple weeks ago, but with free agency coming in, I didn't want to get into too many positions and stuff. That's actually why we're starting with the stadiums. We'll probably do like head coaches. We'll do stuff like that. We'll get into players as well, but I kind of want to wait till some rosters are a little bit filled out a little bit. I feel pretty good that we know who the quarterbacks of all 4 teams are going to be. I feel pretty good that we know what running backs are going to be for every team. But of course, things get shifted a lot. We can look at wide receiver cores because really every one of the NFC West teams has multiple wide receivers that are notable, at least in a sense, to talk about them, and not necessarily number ones. Like, who's the Rams' number one? I mean, Woods, really, but Kupp can be in that conversation as well. And then you look at the Arizona Cardinals with obviously Hopkins, but now Green. What is his impact coming in? And then in Seattle, it's like DK and then Tyler. So I don't know. We'll get into all that stuff. This time, though, we're talking stadiums. So we have some pretty interesting stadiums in the NFC West. There's some pretty awesome stadiums out there in the NFL, but the NFC West specifically has some pretty awesome ones. We'll start at number 4, and I'm putting Levi's Stadium at number 4. And I think a big part of this is because there's nothing special about Levi's Stadium. What is cool about Levi's Stadium? I like the historical kind of look of it, where, you know, it kind of looks basic. But that's also, in this division with the other three stadiums, is kind of a downfall for you. There's just nothing that really stands out about Levi's Stadium to me. I've also, full disclosure, never been to any of these stadiums. I've only been to the Broncos Stadium. Great stadium, but that's the only one I've been to. We'll get to State Farm this year for sure, though. I've got an in with my job that I can get down to Arizona for a week, and I convinced my boss. It's let me go to Arizona, but only when the Rams are in town. I'll go down there, but only when the Rams are in town if I can go to the game. And it was a yes. So we'll do that, and then we'll check that out. But speaking of State Farm Stadium, that's where we're going to put number 3. And like I said, I haven't been here, but the reason this is number 3 is you're in Arizona, you go with a dome, which I respect that, but also football is a fall into winter sport, so I don't know if that was 100% necessary. If the NFL was a summertime sport, yes, dome it up. Dome it up. But I didn't hate when the Arizona Cardinals played at Sun Devil Stadium outside. I thought that was cool. So going with the dome, not necessarily the biggest fan of that, especially in a warm place. I know it gets like super crazy hot there, and like week 1 through probably 4, 5, 6 would maybe be a little bit miserable for some people, myself included. But State Farm Stadium, it is pretty innovative. You got the field that comes out and comes back in and stuff like that. They host like monster trucks and some other stuff. But either way, that's number 3. Because number 2, that's Lumen Field. All right. Lumen Field. Lumen Field is where the Seattle Seahawks play, and this is such an interesting stadium. The architecture of this stadium, where it's kind of got like the half domes. I even like the ends where it's got the scoreboard. Like, I hope this makes any sense to you guys, but I like the way that this stadium is set up, and I know that of course the Seahawks are the Rams' rival here, or one of them. They're all rivals, but I know that if the Rams played in that stadium, we would be upping that stadium so hard all the time. We would be talking about how sick it is, how loud it gets, all that stuff. So, I mean, yeah, the Seahawks kind of cheated a little bit with the design to make it a little bit louder, and also are not clever or original at all, calling themselves the 12th man for that stadium and making it so loud. Neither is Texas A&M. I'll give you that. I am a Texas A&M fan, and technically they weren't the first to use it either. But either way, Seahawks stole it, and I'll never forgive them for that. But also, it's not very creative. But Lumen Field, very interesting stadium. I love that it's like rare to see a sun game there. I liked it. It's overcast a lot. And the stadium design is just awesome. But number 1, obviously, is SoFi Stadium. That place is absolutely insane. Not a lot of people have been in this place yet. There's been no NFL games with fans in attendance, unless they're the cardboard version of the fan, but that doesn't count at all. The screen is the best. The roof is sick. It's got a screen on top. Like, because visible and being able to see through the roof, that's whatever. I don't care about that. But the fact that you can, like, watch the Super Bowl on top of it, that's pretty gnarly. And then, of course, it's the Rams Stadium, so that's pretty cool. But you have, like, a separate locker room for the Chargers, who are the Rams roommates. And, you got 2 owners' suites. This place is amazing, and the campus that it's on is absolutely beautiful as well. I can't wait to see this one. I'm hoping that the things that I've heard about no fans out that reside out of the state of California are going to be allowed to go. I hope that that's not true. I hope that what I'm hearing is just not real, and that I get to go to SoFi this season and hang out with you guys, because I want to see you guys, all right? You guys always see me through a weird little flat screen. I will shake your hands, okay? I'll shake your hands. I'll give you high fives. We'll do some of those. Whatever we need to do. Some of those. What's up, Rams fans? I do appreciate you guys finishing all the way through the video. The whole thing. You guys did the whole video. That's absolutely incredible. What I need you to do now, though, I'm going to need you to hit the subscribe button. If you've already done that, awesome. You don't need to do it twice. 1 is more than enough. But if you've already done that, go ahead and watch this other video. I know you guys are going to love it. Peace! Go Rams!